This video is about how to stop struggling, to let go, and work with your higher self and spirit guides. One of my favorite things to talk about, and actually can sometimes be a little bit hard because we're actually talking about surrendering. I'm Linda Armstrong, and I am an energy healer and an awakening coach. And here on my YouTube channel, I love to talk about all things to do with working with energy to manifest a life that you love, which is my website, lovemylife.coach. And what I do is I help people to clear away, reprogram the subconscious programming that is holding them back and keeping them from stepping into their full potential to create their life. So, that's what I love doing. That's what I do every day for my clients. And so on my channel, I like to talk about all things related to that. It's all about stepping into our power to really come here and be, do, and have all that we set up for ourselves to create in this life, to learn in this life. That's where the struggles come in a little bit, right? So we can learn from them and step forward in an even stronger position than we were to start with. And it's all about expansion and growth. And so today, what I really wanted to talk about was stopping struggling, right? Struggle is like an energy that we're just so familiar with that we can fall into that trap very easily. Especially people who are very much into doing, taking action. But the difference is, you want to take action from that really high vibration, that really inspired vibration to do. That's different. Like I do that all the time. But I know for myself, I can also get caught up in the energy of, I have to do this. If I don't do this, I'll never get, like you get into that heavier energy that is kind of pushing you, but from a low vibration. And whenever you work from that vibration, everything takes so much longer and it is not enjoyable. That's why it feels like struggle. So we want to release the struggle, right? We just want to let go and allow ourselves to tap in to our higher selves, that part of us who has all the answers. But when we're so busy in that more struggle energy of trying to come up with all these different ways to push through something, it makes it a whole lot harder, right? So we want to be able to tap into that higher self, our spirit guides and angels. Spirit, that energy that is outside of what we call our reality right now. But really, that energy is right here with us too. Just because we can't see it with our eyes doesn't mean it's not there. So you always have the support of spirit, okay? Whether it's your guides, your angels, God, the creator, the all that is, whatever you want to call that energy. We're all made up of that energy. And so, like, as far as like higher self goes, I like to, and spirit guides, one way it was taught to me that really resonates with me, that I can actually feel as truth in my life, is this 80-20 rule. Like if our energy is 100%, 80% of it is that bigger part of us that is not contained within our physical body, right? So that would be our higher self. So 20% of us is actually here in the physical body, operating this vehicle of our human body to have experience and learn to grow and all that stuff. So when you can let go of how you're going to reach your desire, or even let go of the outcome, everything starts to fall in line a whole lot easier. Now, when you can get into that softer energy, that energy of letting go and of trusting in your higher self or spirit that they can do a better job than you, you start to see that things can just flow, and ideas or action to physically take pops in, but it pops in with the yeah, that's it. And then you go and you take action on that, and then you see things just open up for you. But the thing is, you have to be in that energy, that space where you're in communion with your higher self and your guides, right? Where you can receive guidance. Now, some people can do that in meditation, um, but not everybody. So some people can only receive that through outside signs that they get, or something that comes to them which they think is a coincidence, or maybe a friend of them gave them a suggestion, and they're like, yeah, that's great, that will really help me. But what you're not getting is that your guides set it all up so that that answer can come to you. So you need to be in that receiving place to be able to have that outside help from spirit that is far more connected than you, that can see through time, right? There is no time in spirit. So they can see where you're going and help you, guide you to get there a whole lot easier. Okay, so that's really it. It's about surrendering and letting go. So one way that helped me to learn this, when I was first starting out in my Law of Attraction Coaching Academy, and it was an Abraham-Hicks, excuse my cat, she's sneezing. It was an Abraham-Hicks process called Universal Manager. Okay, so if you don't know that process, it was described as, like say you run this huge corporation and you manage all this and you have all these people that work under you, not under you, for you, right? You have these managers and you need a certain thing done. You tell them what to do. They do it. It gets done, right? So, Abraham would describe tapping in or using or calling in or giving it to the universal manager, whatever the desire is. So you kind of give it to the manager, knowing the manager will get it done, because that's what they do. They get stuff done. They know how to do it. So I've used that many times. I have so many wins with using Universal Manager, which helped me to feel more of that energy of surrendering and not having to sort all the details out, but to actually follow inspiration as it comes. Because when you give it up to the Universal Manager, it's like this heavy weight is taken off your shoulders and you can breathe again, right? Because when you're in that struggle energy, your breath is very constricted, It's always a sure-telling way of knowing that you are actually blocking yourself from whatever this desire is that you want. You want to be able to open up, let it go, let the energy flow, let the inspiration come in and receive it, and just trust. And it's really about finding trust in that higher self and in your guides. And the way you find it is by working with it, by trying it, by giving little things, little requests out to the universe and having them come to you. So one example, and now here goes the dog. All right, it's going to be a day full of animal noises. Anyway, with Universal Manager, there was one little story I'll tell you because it was really fun the way it happened. When I had first moved into this house that I live in now, I was going to have a 4th of July barbecue, and a lot of them, I have a big Italian family, and they were all going to be coming over the first time to see my house. So the inside was beautiful, and the outside mostly was, but there was some landscaping I wanted to do, right? But I also wanted to make sure I had really nice food catered, and so I wanted to put, really, what I decided was I'm going to put the money into the food and the comfort of the people being there, tables, whatever it was I needed, right? And not really worry about the landscaping. But what was on my mind was I wanted to get this landscaping done, but I didn't have any time to do it. And so I needed to get weeding and mulching done. Who wants to do weeding and mulching, right? Especially when you're really busy. So I just thought, you know what? I'll survive if that doesn't get done. But I would really like to have it done, only I'm going to keep my focus here on the food and all of that stuff, and I'm going to put these funds towards that. But I did ask my landscaper. I said, what would it cost to do, to mulch all of this and weed it? And he said $700. So I'm like, oh no, forget about it. It's okay. I'll wait on that. And I just left it at that. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm just going to give it to Universal Manager. Somehow, some way, it'll get done. And I'm just going to keep working on this other part and making sure the food's all good and everything's decorated nice and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did. And then, like a week later, because this is all prep time beforehand when I'm planning this barbecue. But after I had asked the landscaper about that, told him, no, I can't afford it, I'm not going to do it. He comes to my house and he's dumping on my driveway this huge pile of mulch. So I'm like in my pajamas, I'm just waking up. I run outside. I'm like, no. I can't do this now. I told you I can't afford to do this now. And he says, don't worry about it. You can pay me later. That was it. It just happened. And it was done in time for me to have this party and have everything work out perfectly. The house looked great. Everything was great. But it didn't happen. Like I decided I'm just not going to struggle with this. I'm going to use this little universal manager trick and just send it out. And that's what, actually I used it. I don't know what came first, but I used it again for another one around the same time. And that one seemed impossible, but that one came through. And I talked about that in another video. So I think I'll just put a link to that out here somewhere so you can hear that story. Because I don't want this to be a long video because I am working on short videos anyway. Universal manager. So you can play with it, play with it with easier things. Like that's kind of an easier thing. It wasn't a must-have that I had to have it done. I just wanted it done. And it was done. The landscaping was done. That started to teach me. I could feel the difference in the energy when I was struggling and trying to figure out how I was actually going to physically get out there and at least do the weeding and try to make it look nice, even if I wasn't mulching it. I decided just, forget it, let it go. Just let it go. It'll all work out. And that's actually a good mantra to have, like everything always works out for me. I have that one. I that's a belief. I totally own that belief. Everything always works out for me. And it does. Even if there's some bits of energy that I have to learn how to navigate through, because again, it's all about expansion. So in this video, I'm just going to stick to that, to surrendering to your higher self and your guides to assist you in getting things done. You can play with it as if you're giving this job to the universal manager to do to you. It's because, it kind of makes it a little more of a playful game, or it gives you some sort of an action or doing to not doing, thinking of it as the universal manager, giving it up to the universal manager. So that's all. I'll leave it at that because I feel like I've got a ton of things that are coming in to talk about, but then it'll just be a really long video and I don't want to do that. So that's all. Play with that. Work with surrendering, letting go, giving it up to the manager, knowing your guides, your angels, your higher self. They have it all figured out. It's so much easier for them to sort it out. You just have to open your eyes and your mind to these signs that will come your way, little tips that will guide you, kind of like little stepping stones, that will lead you to that desire. And all you have to do is just hold the energy of it being done. Somehow, some way, everything works out for me in the highest and best way for me. So I would love for you to subscribe. Leave me comments if you've done stuff like this before and maybe didn't really know that you were actually doing it and were surprised by an outcome. Really, everything that comes to you comes from you. It comes from your thoughts. It comes from your vibration. The energy you hold connected to the thought, right? So you want to hold a high vibration energy to those thoughts and things you want to manifest, because that's how they come. When you bring in that heavy energy, that struggle energy, oh boy, it's going to take a whole lot longer. So, save yourself a lot of time, live in this higher vibration, and have fun manifesting. So, Oh, I also have this meditation for you if you want to work on reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's right down below. It's really fun. I know you'll enjoy it. And I'll leave you with that for the day. And so until the next video, I wish you lots of peace, love, and light in your life.